start of any moment again.
It's me, Mario.
Okay, and now they both started fair.
Hello. Okie dokie.
See if Steve can redeem himself on the Lactu skip here.
Yeah, and let's see if Drago can get it as well, because he didn't even get the chance yet.
Princess Toadstool. Peach.
So they're both playing on the US version, did I saw that correctly?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, so they both have the fastest version to run this game on. So no unfair matches here.
So for those of you that don't know, Lactu skip is a skip used to skip the first kind of text box that Lactu comes when you step foot on the bridge. You can avoid this by going to the very left of the bridge or the very right of the bridge and hitting it just right to jump over it and skip the loading zone.
Exactly, it saves about 8 seconds. So it's really nice time save to start off with. And matter of fact that nobody cares about how the camera works anymore, especially if you played it already. I don't know how many times. Now both going into Bomb Bomb Battlefield, where they're most likely going for a trick called Clippy. Clippy is a trick. You catch the bomb just before it explodes, what gives you backwards momentum and allows you to clip through the gate, what is a lot faster than releasing the chain jump, what's the intended way.
And it seems as both of our runners have gotten this, which is really good because most people would reset if they would miss that. So this is a race, obviously you can't reset, so it's a good start.
Yes, exactly. Although even if you miss it and you go for it the second time, the time loss is about 10 seconds, so it's really not too bad. Maybe it's even less than 10 seconds. Never really timed it, to be honest. So Steve going in the first star for Womp's Fortress, and he is going for one of the harder stars in the game right away. It's called Owlus. Normally we use an owl to get into the cage, but simply because that's just coming really late in Womp's Fortress, and we want to avoid the lag that the fortress gives us. There's a trick called Owlus, what allows us to do it without the owl. Precise trick. Really precise wall kick. It takes beginners normally a few weeks to actually get this trick down consistently. And now Steve going to the trick sock folder. Made worth doing it in runs. It's cannonless. Normally you have to blast away that cannon or that wall with the cannon. But they found that if you want to clear, or if you fall down with a precise angle, you actually try to ledge grab that ledge and clip into the wall where the star is. So yeah, really quick.
Yeah, we have Drago here going for 100 coins and reds before Candleless, which I thought was an interesting choice.
Yeah, some people prefer to get the 100 coin out of the way because it is a reset heavy star, like you can fall down and all kinds of stuff. So I sometimes do it as well, that I just do the 100 coin first, simply because you get it out of your way, then the rest of the stars are relevantly quick and more consistent most of the times.
Now, as you can see, each runner is doing 100 coins a little bit different with slight variations in each coin, but for the most part, they're both being really clean, and that's really amazing.
Yes, very impressive to see how they do the 100 coins here. Pretty consistent, no major mistakes. And Steve actually collecting it as well now. Drago just getting the red coin star, and we will see it more often that we combine the 100 coin star, obviously, with another star where we have to collect coins in, take the red coins or the secrets in Went Dry World, because they just give you coins and they're in your route anyways. So why not collect them on your way? Let's see if Drago also can get cannonless. And yes, Drago also got cannonless.
Let's go.
Okay, Steve actually, missing the jump towards the Worm King. There's a pretty quick backup for by just side flipping and getting up then. Drago just collected shootout into the wild blue. And what's funny about the Worms fight is that you can actually clip through the Worm. Drago accidentally falling behind it. Luckily enough, he still got by the platforms, because if you fall without or if you fall a little bit too far to the right, then it can actually happen that you slide down and fall to your death. So fortunately that didn't happen. And now Steve going for a last star in Worm's Fortress. And what I said earlier, the fortress, we want to avoid that as much as possible and just getting it to the last star, simply because it causes lag. And Drago also now going for the last star in Worm's Fortress.
I would also like to point out how satisfying it is to get that triple jump from when you're going for the fortress star.
It's really nice when you get that movement down indeed. Okay, Steve going for the slide again. Or not again, by the way, it's first time. He gets the turn, so he can now make the skip. And that skip looks pretty solid. From the looks of it, it's gonna be a 12.9, and I was right. And now also Drago going in for the first time to do the slide. Some people actually prefer to do the first slide star first, because it's a little bit faster. Other people prefer to do Worm's Fortress first, because Worm's Fortress is a hard stage to do consistently and quick. So people prefer to get it out of the way, just what I explained. That's the nice thing about this game, you can do a lot of things in your own order. Drago didn't get the turn, so he now needs to go down in the normal way. And Steve getting a second time at 12.8. It's a really good time. The best time you can get as a human during the slide, doing it normally without weird strats that actually lose more time, is 12.5 from what I've seen.
And I'd also like to point out they are doing the slide star twice, because you get a star for completing it in under 21 seconds, as well as a star for completing it at any time.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
And Steve has seemed to miss the first red coin, or it might have been the second one, the first set of red coins, so he's going to have to go back and get that.
Okay, yeah. Luckily enough, they're low, so you can always turn or go a little bit further. Drago now actually gets the skip, and he gets a really nice bounce as well back, so that's going to be 13.1. Also a really solid time still. Steve missing the star, and that's why he was not able to skip the text box. If you jump on that button and actually collect the star right after it, you skip that text box. But he missed the star, so he had to mash through it. Really not the biggest time loss ever. Drago now also going in for the red coins, while Steve is going to Dark World. And Drago actually got the first twin red coins.
So as Steve enters Dark World here, moving in Dark World is really nice and crisp when you get it correctly, but one minor mistake can cost you the stage and you'll have to restart.
Let's also see if you get good RNG on the Goombas. It is unlikely that they mess around with you, but they can be in your way, and it's completely RNG if they are. And it can kill runs, absolutely. Because normally you bonk into them and then you will die. Steve missing Shigeru's cycle here, so he's going for normal cycle. And that's something he gets perfectly. Also Drago now going into Dark World. Let's see how he pulls it off. Ooh, he gets burned. That's unfortunate. So most likely he's going for normal cycle now. He can still make Shigeru cycle, but he needs to be really quick. And now he's definitely not gonna make it anymore. If he's quick enough, he can make normal. Steve now in the Bowser fight.
Ooh, missing the Bowser throw.
Recovers from it really well though. And also Drago taking a slightly different route in the red coins. And Steve now collected the first key. Well, Drago having a little bit of issues. He needs to watch out that he doesn't fall down, and he's gonna take it safe to just jump over it.
Yeah, it's a smart choice from Drago because maneuvering around that ledge is really dangerous.
Yeah, if you fall down, you're regretting it for the rest of the run. And now Steve going for a trick called Sky Jump. He's gonna abuse the wing cap and the speed he can generate from the hill to get to the island quickly. So here's making a triple jump, and he does it perfectly, so it's unlikely that he is not gonna make the island, and he got the star. Drago now actually collecting the Bowser key any moment. And now Steve is going into CCM. CCM is a fun stage, even though the 100 coin is really scary, especially in races.
And also, in the route that both, I'm assuming Drago's doing it as well, you actually enter BOB twice. Because, wait, never mind.
Yeah, I get what you tried to say. There is another route where you go into BOB twice, but then in the beginning immediately, where you don't need to wing cap. That's called Island Hop. That saves ultimately a bit of time by not.
Ooh,
Drago is gonna fall down there. That's really unfortunate. That's happening by ground pounding too late into that box, and instead of ground pounding, you bonk into it. Luckily enough, your wing cap is able to run long enough. Yeah, to not run out. And Steve now collecting wall kicks will work. Yeah, that was unfortunate to see that he fell down there.
It was a good recovery, though. Not much time has been lost there.
No, it's about 15 seconds. 15 to 20 between that, so he can easily catch it up still if he plays well. Steve now going for the scary star in CCM 100 coin. The 100 coin is going to be combined with the slide and the penguin race, because the penguin race you cannot cheese it, and I'm a little bit surprised by what I see. Oh, whoa, he's doing
Drago.
Oh, Drago died, and I see now that Steve is going for CCM 17. Then I assume he is going to do THI red later on in the game, or he is going to go for the double pillarless route. I'm really curious now what there's going to happen to see there. Drago actually now got to wall kicks will work, and he got there up really well. Steve missed a few coins from what I've seen, so there is a red coin here outside, and he can collect the other safety red he didn't pick up earlier.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that from Steve. That's gonna go an interesting twist in later stages to come.
I have the feeling that Steve was not intended, because I see the law. But we're gonna see what's gonna happen. It's gonna make this interesting. Drago is probably going for CCM 18. where you just collect an extra star and do the race with the penguin slide. You saw him cheese the slide earlier already. And Steve going into BB8 quick stage, only collect 2 stars there.
Oh, Drago!
He did it. He threw off the penguin. He actually did it. I did this also as a child already, and I think everybody did. And he just throws it into a speedrun. What a hero!
Yeah, this penguin star can be pretty dangerous because any movement that restricts Mario's ability to grab onto something will cause you to lose the penguin. It can also walk off the edge from the slope, which is quite unfortunate.
That's like the most annoying thing that can happen. Like that penguin can troll you really, really badly. Steve now had the first star from BBH.
So I'm assuming Drago is now going for the hundreds plus the big penguin race.
I have to say that he is doing the 100 coin now, but you have to see what his choice is gonna be. I see it now in chat as well, and he has a good point there. You also have a route where you go to HMC with CCM17 and take the Toxic Maze. What is indeed a safer route, and doesn't lose too much time overall as well. Oh, Steve accidentally punching instead of diving. Still got MIPS quite early. And Drago now being on the slide for the 100 coin. And he can now miss one more coin. Or he goes for the 80. No, he goes for the 85. So there he has a really good 100 coin as well. And Steve going for pillarless. And now I'm curious to see if he's gonna go for secrets during this pillarless, or that he's going for the normal star. Pillarless is a really good little trick. Same trick we abuse in BOB, but this one has a way heavier setup to actually come to the pillar. Not too bad trick overall, just needs a little bit of practice. Well, a lot of practice actually.
Yeah, Perilous requires you to do things in a certain sequence that allows the bomb to not explode as fast. That gives you the time you need to get up to the pyramid in which you can clip in.
Exactly. You activate a hat-in-hand glitch. Item in your hand glitch. What allows you to double jump and ground pound while you're holding something.
So Dragon now entering BBH. He's going to get the stars here.
I see now Steve is not going for secrets in SSL. He is just doing the 3 intended stars. So Steve now finishing up SSL, where Drago is finishing up Big Bush Hunt. He needs one more star there. Steve going into Lava Land and starts immediately off with the red coins. Uses the lava boost to come there quickly. And nice part about this puzzle is that always has the same pattern. It's not random how it goes.
But definitely one of the easier stars in this run.
Yes, it absolutely is. It's also a forgiving star, like if you burn yourself accidentally, it shouldn't be the biggest issue. Normally you can recover from it. Now abusing the wing cap in LLL to actually get over the fence instead of going to the log. Because the log star takes way too long with the log. And now we just fly over the fence to collect the star quickly. Drago just finished up Big Boost Hunt. Steve now heading towards the volcano, where I think he's going for a trick. Let's see if he actually goes for the trick. Of course, he goes for the trick's lava boost. Abusing the lava to boost yourself all the way up there, what skips a big part of the volcano platforming. And makes you collect the star in about 12 seconds since entering the volcano. And Drago just collected Nips quickly. And heading into SSL as well now.
Yeah, lava boost is deceiving. It's very deceiving. It looks like it would be easy, but there's actually a lot of technical things you have to do to be able to make sure you don't die burning yourself in lava.
Yes, exactly. It seems like a really easy trick when someone does it, but indeed you have to watch out you don't accidentally double burn yourself or just miss angle and bonk against the platform above you, because you will fall down to your death. Drago just going for the shell stretch here to get into the pyramid.
Yeah, and he did it without breaking the shell, which is good. Breaking the shell on that star is not only a pain, but it loses a decent amount of time.
Yes. Steve heading to the bullies. He's gonna do small bullies first and then the big bully. And now Drago going for the Talon Bird, where he abuses the Shy Guy to actually get to the bird quickly. We saw that earlier on Steve's end as well.
And depending on where... Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, Drago is about 6 stars behind, so it depends a little bit on how they play. But it's about 2 minutes.
So back to the star Drago was doing, where you intercept the star from Talon. Where you move up the pillar actually can manipulate where the Shy Guy is. So if you're not far enough to a certain direction, you can actually miss the Shy Guy entirely, and you'll have to either do a different star or go to another pillar and get Talon.
Yeah, and it wasted a decent amount of time because the Talon is really not that fast. Now Steve is heading into HMC, Hazy Maze Cave, where he is most likely going for a few cool tricks as well.
Drago going for the log star before red coin's an interesting choice. Let's hope he gets it. And he does.
And Steve, indeed, what one of the chatters already said, taking the safe route to do the Toxic Maze star in AC Maze Cave. So he will get the 30th star now. Drago now going for the bullies. And Steve just successfully collected 2 star. Where Drago did as well. So Steve going in for a really cool trick called box triple jump. In HMC they didn't make ceilings at all, because they didn't expect people to try to go over it, obviously. But they found a way to get over it, and you can just skip to a completely other area, which saves a lot of time.
And there's actually an alternative way to get that star. That's a little bit slower, but safer for newer runners, where you use the elevator in the room adjacent to it to clip through the wall, which can also get you there.
Yeah, exactly. The preferred way is box triple jump for the better or for the top speedrunners, because it saves 5 seconds over the door animation. Steve now going for a trick called Christmas Miracle, and he actually got Christmas Miracle as well. You want to have a triple jump on the peak of your height and make a second frame wall kick. That will give you Christmas Miracle. Before they knew that, it was kind of random if it actually worked, so that's the reason why it's called Christmas Miracle.
Drago also getting lava boost, a nice sight to see.
Yeah, nice to see that both runners both get the tricks a little bit.
Ooh, Steve missing the triple jump, wall kick dive thing. Sorry for
Yeah.
my explanation on that, but watch for rolling rocks is an interesting star, especially casually, because there's not really much information you can go off of to know that the star is there.
No, exactly. Steve now going for the emerging exit. Amazing emergency egg, no pun intended. Steve finishing up now the last section of HMC by collecting the Toad star. And Drago now finishing up Leave a Lava Land with the red coins. So Steve now heading into Dire Docks, where he needs to collect 3 stars. Had to count there for a moment.
Yeah, I feel you there. I haven't ran 70 star in a long time, so the route's definitely hard for me to commentate on, but I'm trying my best.
Yeah, I just started picking up 70 star again, so luckily enough I refreshed my mind on the route a little bit. So don't worry, I can carry on that.
So Steve, you're going for a star in which you have to hit each chest and hit the chest in a certain order. The tornado in the middle can definitely be a big problem for especially new players getting the star, because if you get sucked into it, well, you die.
Yeah, and you have to redo the whole swimming part again. And as you can see, swimming is not the fastest. We have optimal swimming, where we try to create an audio. You cannot hear it now because the audio of Drago is there. But it's like whoomp, 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 whoomp in a consistent rhythm, say it like that. And then you know you swim optimally and in the fastest way. And it's basically just timing, tapping A within a specific timing.
Yeah, so Drago going for the elevator skip that not skip, for the elevator trick that I was commentating on earlier, and he seemed to get that pretty good, so that's a nice sight to see.
Yeah, it is more consistent than the box triple jump, that's definitely for sure. So a lot of runners just tend to go for that clip to make sure they actually clip down. Because in box triple jump, it's also likely that you are able to die. Because if you go too far forward, you come out of bounds and you just smack to your death. Steve now going.
Sorry, go ahead.
Steve now going for the last star, the Manta Ray. And these rings are finicky, because if he misses one of the first 6, like he can miss the first one, but those 5 after it needs to be hit. Otherwise, yeah, the rings are gonna behave really weird. And you actually need to hit the rings from where they spawn from the tail. It's really awkward to actually keep that doing and finding it. So really nice, Steve just got the first 5. Heading into Fire Sea immediately, where he needs to collect the red coins, so he needs a lot of focus here, because the red coins are difficult in Fire Sea. A lot of ways you can get trolled. So far he has a really solid start. And oh, he missed the wall kick there. So he's lava boosting up it now.
Yeah, not necessarily optimal, but it didn't lose as much time as any other mistakes you'd make in Fire Sea, because Fire Sea is a very dangerous level, as I keep saying, especially for new runners.
Yeah, exactly. Like he is gonna miss early Alex now most likely, but besides that, it's a small time loss in comparison what can happen in Fire Sea indeed. So far, he's still doing a really solid Fire Sea. And this is nice if you don't have early Alex, you also have a small handbrake so you can prepare on the second part of Fire Sea. What he is starting off really well as well, collecting all the remaining coins here, using the lava boost to go to the last coin, so he's able to pick up the star. And Drago here finishing up with Toad as well now in HMC. What allows him to go to Dire Docks immediately right after.
And I'm pleased to say that in relation to their skill level, both runners are actually doing pretty decent.
Yeah, this race is not even crazy far from each other. Like Steve can make a mistake and Drago can easily catch up again. Especially since we still have to do Tippy, where a lot of runners tend to get nervous because it's just a really hard stage where mistakes are punishable. So everything can still happen in this race. And the
Steve missing the throw and Fire C.
Steve doesn't really have it with the throws today.
I can't judge though. I missed 6 Fire C throws in my 16 PB, so.
Bowser throws can be trolling so badly. Now we can hear in Drago's side that he is having optimal swimming. So you hear the whoomp, whoomp, whoomp. And this race is actually going really well for both runners. Steve now heading upstairs where he's gonna head into Wet Dry World. Wet Dry World is an interesting stage where you can decide which water level you will. For the biggest part, he will have low water, and in 1 star he will have the water on middle level. You decided by jumping in a specific height in the painting, where how high you jump, how high the water, how lower you jump, how lower the water. So you have to watch out you don't jump too high into the painting if you need low water. And now you're starting off with the 100 coin. In the route he's using, he can only miss 1 coin. Or you need to get a backup box or anything like that. Or chase it, but chasing it is also not always the optimal choice.
And over on Drago's side, he's going for boarding Bowser's sub, which is the second star you saw Steve do. Basically, you're going to want to abuse what the limiter phrase. You can get on to you can do what's called front sub left sub, or you can either go onto a fin, which saves a bunch of time because the intended way to do it would be to activate a switch box and climb boxes up there.
Yeah, exactly. Also worth to notice, in the Dire Docks, we have a specific order of doing the Dire Dock stars because we want to keep the sub for the first star because the Manta Ray will cause lag. At the same time, it doesn't bring DDD painting to the back, so we can enter Fire C, but saves movement.
Steve with a really clean 100 coin star for Wet Dry World, which is always nice to see.
Yes, 100 coins are always impressive. They contain a lot of movement, so it's really cool to perform and to see. Now Steve just taking the warp and ground pound into the box was really quick.
Drago now entering Fire C, again, a very technical stage with relatively time mistakes that can lose a relative amount of time.
Yeah, absolutely. So Drago now making an interesting choice to collect the normally 4th coin already. Now it's gonna be the 2nd, and he's gonna collect the 3rd and the 4th here now. Yeah, what I said, interesting choice. And Steve now going for the elevator star, where he tries to wall kick instead of using the elevator because that's just way quicker.
Drago having a few hiccups in Fire C, but none of the major mistakes that would cause you to lose a bunch of time.
If I saw this correctly, also Steve accidentally not hitting middle water level, and now just have to do a triple jump. It's not really a big issue if you do that. It loses a little bit of time, but luckily enough, you can just triple jump on it as well, what we used earlier to get to the elevator star. So really solid wet dry world. Now moving on to Tiny Huge Island. Wanted to say it's also mountain, but it's now stage after. Yeah, with the interesting mechanic of having 2 paintings to enter that level, one for Tiny Island and the other one for Huge Island. And also in Tiny Huge Island, you can switch between the islands by going into war pipes. Steve now starting off with the secrets. Really movement wise, it's a really cool star. And Drago here is now finishing up. The mountain click for Steve. Cool to see that working. Yeah, you just punch, you clip through the mountain, and because there is water in that mountain, you just warp up immediately.
Yeah, Tiny Huge Island, another very technical level with lots of things that can go wrong. Not quite as punishing as Fire Sea, but still more among the top, up there among the hardest levels in this game.
Okay. Oh, also Dragon now going into Fire Sea. Or getting out of Fire Sea, going upstairs. And Steve now going for Tiny Huge Island, where he's going to do the piranha plants. Or sorry, piranha flower.
The star Steve's currently doing, at least for me, when I was casual and I hadn't started running this game, I always thought was really cool because you can actually kill the piranha flower things by sliding.
Yeah. You can use them by punching, long jumping on them, jumping on them. Although jumping on them is hard, and long jumping as well. You can kill them in many different ways. Ground pounding is also a way. Steve now done with Tiny Huge Island and going to TTM. As you can see, the pace goes upstairs really fast. The start there are really quick.
Just a moment ago, Drago had to make a decision to either go for a yellow coin that was going to disappear or go for the blue coin. He ultimately chose the blue coin, which is a very good idea because he was seconds away from having to do a really elongated strat for this star.
Yeah, exactly. And Steve's now collecting the star behind the waterfall. Breathtaking overview, if I recall correctly. Yeah, breathtaking view from the bridge. Even though it's behind a waterfall, so I cannot see how breathtaking it is.
At least in the speedrunning world, yeah.
Water is pretty breathtaking. That's correct, but Steve missing here mountain clip, so he's now going for the crazy box star. By abusing the crazy box, he is going to that mushroom over here way quicker than using the cannon. What's the intended way?
Another star that looks relatively easy until you try it.
Drago here needs to come with a backup to actually get back up to the last platform where he can collect 5 more. He does that really smart by just bringing the water up again and then just triple jump towards it. Collecting 3 coins there. And collect the last 2 there. Really well solved from Drago. Steve now actually got the second wall clip or mountain clip. So now collecting the top of the mountain. Steve now going for the red coins in TTM. Tricky star because of the mushrooms. Easy to fall down if you make a mistake. But Steve doing it really solid so far. Now the second part of the red coins is just a really laggy part, so easy to miss me inputs on. But also this, he pulls off really solid, so that was a really solid red coin from Steve and there.
And I don't think we've... My apologies, go ahead.
Yeah, I said Steve Mason maybe a few times, but that was his older name.
I don't think we've mentioned yet during this commentary that there are a lot of laggy, especially on N64. There are a lot of laggy parts of this game in which you can use the camera angles to actually reduce lag. A lot of times you'll be using Mario Cam for that, like in DDD when swimming towards the sub.
Yeah, exactly.
Here we go! Let's go!
So Steve now heading into Snowman's Land.
Yes.
This is one of my favorite stages, and I feel like it's not extremely hard, but it's hard enough to keep me coming back to practice it.
Yes, exactly. Really well said there, actually. It's also a really quick stage in general. Really quick stars all over the place.
Here we go!
And now Steve going over the hill. And let's see, he's going for the red coins first, making use of the shell so he can speed up a little bit, and he needs to get 2 coins under the ice platform. Where Drago is going for the secrets. As you can see, again, a different round from Steve. It's a little bit of an easier route and doesn't lose too much time, so it can be a good decision in a race because it's less likely to die. Oh, he bonks there. That's unfortunate. Now he needs to reclimb it. And he gets burned. So he gets a little bit trolled here by platforming. And now, oh, he dies.
Yeah,
That's
very
really
unfortunate.
Mamma mia!
He had too much sliding speed.
Let's go!
Yeah, you may be experiencing some in-game audio from the left ear only. That was an issue that was in Drago's stream even before the race started, so I don't quite know how we could fix that. So for the time being, it's just going to be how it is.
Steve now not in the mood for puzzles, so instead of doing the puzzle with the agglo, he's just gonna jump in immediately. Quite nice. And now Drago's success. Oh, he wall kicks me right before they started. This is really unfortunate and a big time loss.
Yeah, one of the mistakes I've made many, many times, so no shame in that, but definitely a bummer during a race.
Steve now killing the ice bully was literally one of the biggest jokes in this game. And not even worth to call himself a mini boss. And Steve now heading into a brutal part of this game called Tippy. Let's see if Drago now actually can get the star. Let's hope for him he makes the jump now. And he actually does,
yes,
so
that's nice.
that's good for him that he can move on again.
Let's go!
And
Steve now entering Rainbow Ride. A better name for the stage would be Rainbow Cry because it's so technically demanding, and just a small mistake can cost a lot of time.
Beautiful. Oh!
Yeah, misses Lakitu bounce right there at the last second. Another trick that looks decently easy, but then when you do it, you realize how hard it is. So he's going for a backup star here, which doesn't lose too much time, but time loss is definitely there.
Yeah.
Here we go!
Now,
Right.
Drago now doing a interesting star from this stage. He's doing the reds here in place of the ship star and Rainbow Ride.
Talking about the ship star, Steve again going for a Lakitu bounce. And actually pulls this off now. By manipulating that Lakitu in a specific way, we can wall kick against that slope and then jump onto them Lakitu actually make it on the slope, what allows us to reach that pole and climb up instead of going all the way around. Even though it looks a lot quicker, it's about 5 seconds faster. So it's not that much time saved, but it's a really cool trick nonetheless.
Yeah, and that trick, along with this entire game, is very technically demanding. You miss a frame or two on an input, and you're not going to be able to get the trick.
That's absolutely true. Steve having also a really solid red coin here, where Drago successfully collected the top of the mountain in a tiny huge island. Steve having a really solid rainbow ride so far, only missed like to bounce once, what's really not a big mistake.
On a side note, the audio has been changed to Steve's game audio, so hopefully that would have fixed the left ear problem we were having.
Oh! I jinxed Steve maybe a little bit because he slided down. We see him in chat also saying lol. He realized it was a funny
Not
mistake.
a terrible mistake, but definitely not good, especially during a race.
It's definitely still better than dying. Like in this stage, you're most of the times already happy if you didn't die in a race. But successfully collecting all the stars here. Now he needs to get one more. Sorry, I'm wrong. He's gonna do the TTC 100s. I had to see that earlier. So he's done with Rainbow Ride. Drago now heading into tiny, tall mountain, not tiny mountain. Would be a weird name for a huge mountain. And Steve going into the technical, most heavy stage. A lot of platforming.
Drago making interesting use of the Shy Guy to skip the box strat on this star. Something I've actually never seen before, so that's really interesting.
I think it's a strat what a lot of beginners use now, because yesterday I saw it as well happening in the other race. So yesterday was the first time for me I saw it as well. Normally I saw people just making a long jump from the log if they didn't want to go for the crazy box. Steve now going for the triple jump wall kick. And this is a really sick trick that skips a big part of the TTC platforming. Really sick, he was able to show that off. And now going into roll into a cage. He's probably gonna do it one more time. And then he's gonna collect the rest in not moving time.
Yeah, TikTok clock's a really demanding stage, and unfortunately, there's a lot of invisible walls where you can be slightly off and lose a lot of time because you can hit a wall and then bonk and then fall off the map. So Steve now going for TTC 100. An optimal time would be around 1 minute for the star, so let's see if he can do it well enough to reach that mark. I believe Drago is now going for reds now, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. As we said before when Steve was doing it, it's a very demanding star. Mistakes on those mushrooms or even getting hit by one of the gophers can cause a decent amount of time loss. You definitely don't want to make any mistakes here. Steve finishing up 100 coins nicely. He's going to also get the star on top of the swamp here, using an interesting triple jump trick, I believe. Never mind, he was doing the wall kicks.
And he gets the star perfectly fine here. And now he only needs 2 more stars to finish up and go to Sky. Drago now going for the last star in TTM.
해고.
And I believe you saw Steve attempt it when he was going for the star, but there's another alternative way to getting the star where you can triple jump and do a ground pound, which actually pushes you through the ground, through the side of the wall, which allows you to get the star without using the breeze. That's why it's called breezeless.
Steve
Really
going
crisp
for time
music
jump
from
on
Steve.
Rose.
Here we go.
Steve entering TTC one more time for the. This is going to be the last main course he enters for the run, and then he's going to move on to Bowser in the Sky.
Yes. He's gonna do the red coins. Oh, misses the triple jump here, but he can recover by a side flip. And that's just jumping simply through it.
The red coins in the stage look easy until you're a new runner and try to do the side flips. Very technically demanding there as well.
And Steve actually on being on a really good pace, being able to get a 53. So let's see if he can get that.
Nice triple jump and star entry for Drago there.
Yes.
Very satisfying star to watch and even more satisfying to get. And Steve's on pace to get a really good time, especially for a race. So let's hope he can not choke this Fire Sea. Not Fire Sea. Bowser in the Sky. Pardon me.
So far it looks really solid. You don't have to collect the red coins, luckily enough, it's 70 star, so that gives you a little bit of a safe feeling already.
I'm assuming because of his skill level, it's going to go for right side TGWK. Oh, well, nope, he's going for left side. Safer strat, easier to do.
He failed it first time, but oh, he failed it second time. He didn't fall down yet, though. And there he got it. Nice. Needed a few times, but he didn't fall down at least, so he was able to keep going for it.
Yeah, a very hard trick to master.
And now Steve going into the last Bowser fight. If he gets 3 out of 3, he has for sure a 53, but it's a really solid race time. And he gets 3 out of 3 throws. Really solid run from Steve here. Finishing up with a solid time. What is it gonna be?
Really nice time, especially for a race.
3:18. Really solid time. GG.
If this was his PB, he'd be placed at 120th on the 70-star leaderboard, so definitely not a bad time for a race. So Drago's now going into Rainbow Ride. Again, a very technical and demanding level.
Yes.
Really nice reds from Drago. Again, another star that looks very easy, and this one's not as difficult as the other ones, but still definitely technically demanding and requires a great amount of skill and practice.
Yeah, absolutely. needs 2 more. Yeah, needs 2 more star. 2 more or 1 more? Oh, he dies there.
Mamma mia! Hego!
In the meantime, we can ask Steve to come by, and let's see what he thinks about the run, what he ran. While Drago is finishing up his rainbow ride. So Steve, if you can join the voice chat, that would be nice. So we can have a small little interview with you.
Hego!
Drago now going for the star, swinging breeze into the wind.
Yes, and because of the route he's doing, he doesn't have to go for the ship star. So really nice if you're not very good at getting up to that location, which is definitely really challenging.
And now Drago going for the Toad Star. And then he only needs 6 stars in TikTok clock.
And I believe this could be a PB for Drago if he does a decent TTC.
What is his PB? Hey,
Hey, guys.
there we have Steve, mate. How is it going, dude?
It's going good. That was a pretty good run.
Yeah, that was a really solid run. Only about 30 seconds from your PB.
Yeah, PB's a 52-52, so about 25 seconds or so.
Oh, yeah, 25 seconds. Pretty solid run you had there.
Yeah, definitely not bad at all. Congratulations, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thanks, man. Appreciate it.
That was a really good first run. How did you feel about the run yourself? Were there any major mistake where you thought, I could have done that?
CCM was probably my worst stage because I did CCM17, so I did the 100 coin star without the penguin or whatever. And
that was unintended, was it?
What's that?
That was unintended, the 17.
Yes, yeah, that was intended. And I missed 2 coins on the slide when I was only supposed to miss 1 coin. So I had to go grab that backup red, which cost about maybe like 15 seconds or so.
Yeah, exactly, because you went for the toxic maze instead.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, nonetheless, it was a really solid run.
Yeah, I was really happy with it, and I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but I knew I was on PB pace, or I could have PB going into Sky, and I was a bit shaky, as you can probably see.
The triple jump wall kick, definitely a hard trick, but you did well.
I was saying already, you had a really solid tippy. Nonetheless, the left side was also really nice that you didn't fall down.
Oh yeah, I was like thinking to myself, Steve, don't fuck this up. Like you're gonna fall. Like you're gonna fall, and I didn't fall, so that's good.
That's the best thing that's gonna happen, because if you fall down, it costs a lot of time.
Yeah, it does.
Slowly we see, by the way, that Drago is cleaning TTC pretty solid.
Yeah, his stream bio says he has a PB of a 105, but I'm relatively sure it's a 101XX. So,
okay. Yeah, I don't really know a lot about Drago's PB or anything, but if it's a 105, he's definitely on pace for sure.
Yeah, then he's definitely on pace indeed. If it's a 101, it's gonna be really no, then it's not possible to make it anymore.
Still a decent time in retrospect for both runners. I mean, really close to their PBs, assuming all goes well with Drago.
Yeah, I'm very happy with that run. Very, very happy. It's funny too, because today's actually my 3rd day back playing the game.
You were distracted by another Mario
like 4
game?
months. So like I really wasn't planning on like playing this well, and I'm very happy with it. So
yeah, I should be happy if I were you as well. I felt the pain of another Mario game and de-rusting this game, so it's really solid that you got with
Yeah,
63
yeah, I was
back in
very
3 days.
surprised.
So yeah,
So Drago falling down the TTT stage, but didn't actually fall off, so he still can do pretty well.
Yeah, TTC is one of those stages where, you know, pretty much half the time if you fall, you're gonna die, and half the time you'll live. But
you
got
have to
lucky there.
climb all the way up again.
Yeah, that's obviously the worst part about it. But
Now the triple jump he just missed a few times in a row. We were actually talking about it before the race, and I kid you not, I've had dreams about getting that trick because I can never get it.
oh yeah, it's once you're first starting out or once you're a new player and you get it for the first time, it's such a good feeling.
So rewarding.
Yep.
Yes, absolutely.
Peggle.
So now collecting the red coins. After that, he is only 1 star away from getting the 70 stars.
Taking the reds slower than normal, but definitely a good strategy, especially with a decent timing grasp relative to the skill.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you figure like, you know, these red coins looks a lot easier than it is. Like there's a lot of things that can just go wrong and you can like bonk and fall. It's just like I did actually during my run. So
yeah, especially TTC is tricky because it has a lot of invisible walls as well.
yeah.
And he's going for rolling into the cage. Really solid and makes the 70 stars as well. So he is allowed to go to Sky now. So hopefully he can pull off a solid Sky.
Yeah, he was practicing Sky before the race, and he seemed to do pretty decent in it. So this should be an interesting performance in this level.
Nice.
Going for a triple jump. And a triple jump. No bonk, so that's nice. Moving toward... Oh! Made a backflip there, an accident.
Yep. Bowser in the Sky is full of lots of very small but risky and rewarding strategies. So, such as triple jump wall kick that... sorry. And that Steve did. Doesn't save a huge amount of time, but definitely worth it to go for it if you can pull it off. Drago here doing the alternate strategy and pulling that off pretty well. He's going to... This is pretty much his last obstacle here. If he can get past the elevators and make the jump to the platform, he should be good to start throws.
I think Bowser is a pretty big obstacle as well, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, absolutely. Especially if you're on PB pace and you got to do those throws.
Yeah,
those can be excruciatingly difficult just because of nerves and
exactly.
You know,
So
your hands sweating.
Hopefully, if 105 is indeed his PB, hopefully Drago is not noticing it, because with 3 out of 3 throws, you can easily get and about a little bit longer than a minute time what would mean he should PB.
Oh yeah, absolutely. If it is a 105, this is definitely good pace for him.
Missing the first throw though. It's not over yet, absolutely not.
Even commentating this, like, my hands are sweaty. I am nervous for him.
Yeah.
Right.
Super Mario 64 is definitely a really involved game for both the viewer and the player.
Yeah, it is. It's just so nerve-wracking to see if they're gonna get it.
And once you do PB in this game, it's super rewarding. Like, and plus you got the awesome credits to watch while you celebrate your PB.
It feels like finally not falling asleep after while watching a movie.
Oh!
Ooh. The raged R spamming there is with a good reason.
Oh no.
Yeah, definitely not a good mistake to make.
See, I am a bit behind you guys because I'm watching the restream of it. So
Yeah, then it's a little bit harder.
Could have barely missed the bomb on that throw. He's very close though. We should be able to get it this try.
Yeah, he doesn't need to spin Bowser hard as well. Some beginners usually going for the safe Bowser, was just a little bit slower but way more consistent by just throwing him in 2 times towards the bomb. He's doing that now actually, if I recall correctly.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's like, yeah, he's doing it right to make sure
Yes,
he
he
actually
is.
finishes it.
that's what it looks like. Just like I want this race to be over.
Yeah, definitely not a bad strategy, especially during a race.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really race friendly.
And he gets the third throw. A great run from both runners in retrospect to their skill level.
Yeah, they both played consistent. And there we have Drago finishing with a 106 GG. What is the end time going to be? 106.10. So
Yeah, he split a bit late, so it's around a 106.
106
08, but-
I think. Yeah.
Yeah, still a really good time considering his PB.
So yeah, let's invite Drago also to the race or to the race room. Hi, he's there already. To the voice chat. And this was a really good race, guys. I really enjoyed watching it. And now let's wait for Drago to come in so he can. There we have him. Hey, Drago, how's it going?
Hello, hello.
How is it
Hey,
going,
Drago.
my man?
You know, it would be good if my PB was a 105. I guess I haven't updated my bio in a while. But yeah,
Okay.
Ozzy was right. It was a 101. So
It is a 101. Okay, so that's
yeah,
unfortunate. Especially your ending on the sky was unfortunate just a second ago.
I had finally like, all right, let's just get this over with, and kind of stopped really. And then, oh, hey, look, I'm dead. So,
Yeah, I definitely can see that happening.
Yeah.
Lost morale, especially in a race.
yeah, is what it is. I'm not gonna lie, nerves definitely got to me at the beginning of the run, and I just had like lobby. I think it was like 2 deaths in CCM jump
Yeah,
the peach slide. It was a lot of little mistakes, and then it was just like, all right, well, let's just have fun with this from now on.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's exactly how I felt too. That's just the nerves.
That's the best mindset you can have. You did really great nonetheless. Same goes for you, Steve. I will thank you guys for being in this race. And I'm looking forward to see races from you guys later on. Now this race is over. Super Mario 64 is going on later tonight. On Speed Gaming 2, where there's another race. And on the main channel later tonight, it will be Super Mario Odyssey. So yeah, and there is enough Mario for tonight. With that being said, I will thank the races. I will thank Ozzy for being here. And yeah, what I said, I am looking forward to see more runs in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. Great run from both runners.
Yeah.
Have a good night, everyone.
Yeah,
Have
thanks a
a
lot,
good-
guys. Thanks for tuning in.
All right. Yep.
Have
Thanks
a
for the
good night, you
content.
all.
Thank you to the viewers. Take out,
Good night,
folks.
guys.